It's Longhorn Cavern, the state park. It was privately owned by a gentleman by the name of Sherrod up until 1932. During the 1920s, Mr. Sherrod had a speakeasy or nightclub down in the cavern where he actually served an illegal form of alcohol made out of our tall juniper berries or cedar berries, similar to gin. Because of the depression that hit in 1929, he started losing money, so he sold the cavern and about close to 700 acres to the state of Texas in 1932. In 1934, the state brought in a federal work program set up by Franklin Delano Roosevelt called the Civilian Conservation Corps. And they worked on this cavern for about 8 years up until 1942, when most of them then went off to war in World War II. Did a lot of work on the cavern. They dug out about 2.5 million cubic yards of mud and debris and bat guano. For that, it was actually used by 2 different Indian tribes. The original Indian tribe that used the cavern were the Tonkawa Indians. They were actually some of the first settlers here in Texas. They were the mound builders here, or the trash piles or mittens, burns. They were driven off or killed off by the Comanche, who used it for about 200 years, and then we drove them off. In the 1920s, they had a speakeasy down there. They had a dance floor, a bandstand, and a restaurant, and that's when they served that illegal alcohol. The Confederacy used the cavern for a short period of time to manufacture gunpowder out of the bat guano. It was a very unstable form of gunpowder. They would actually boil it down to get to the nitrates, mix it with charcoal and sulfur, and have the gunpowder. The cavern is one of only 2 river-formed caverns in the United States. This one in Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. It's a lot different than what they call slow drip or trickle-down caverns. The river actually still flows underneath the cavern. It's probably cutting out a whole new cavern down there. If it ever dries up or there's another uplift, like the Llano uplift, which about 10 million years ago, which formed the hill country, we'd have a whole another cavern below us. So it's kind of neat. It goes down for 7.75 miles. The last 5 miles is completely underwater, underground pools and lakes, and they have 2 endangered species down there, catfish and a crawdad or crayfish type creature. My name is Anson Hahn, and I am the world's greatest tour guide at Longhorn Cavern State Park. I also do some other things like accounts payable and things like that. But the most fun is giving the tours.